Right before we got off, we were discussing how God gives you so many tools at your disposal. And one of those tools is the tool of discernment and wisdom, and using that to navigate your relationships with each other, right? And so, with that being said, you need to watch out for the snakes in your circle.
Watch out for them snakes.
What
Pay
does that
attention.
mean? What does that mean?
So, a snake is slithery. They sneaky. But in this context, is really you paying attention to who is not meant to be in your circle, who can cause some type of destruction and really dissension in your life or whatever. So, Wood was definitely one of those people. You can tell that there's a difference in like playful banter, or ragging on your boy, or ragging on your girl because y'all got that relationship. But a lot of times he did it when Darius wasn't even around.
Yeah.
And to me, that was a whole move to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that he wanted to emulate Darius is because that he actually had something of essence, of value within himself that actually that people wanted to be around, people was like attracted to, and like a lot of men, they wanted to be that, lover boy. They wanted to be that guy that all the women like, oh, I wish I had him, because he saw the applause at the sanctuary. The sanctuary was the place that, all of the poets and the writers went to go hang out, and also have that that commonality of that black experience. And so when another man sees that and they aren't like sure of themselves, it actually truly affects how they operate with a man who just is him.
Ooh.
Him and neutron, like. So yeah, I think I'm just going to give a quick example. I've been around people who, like, I just love good energy, and I tend to maybe overextend myself for people who wouldn't even extend much for me. And so I've been around, actually, it was like an old partner of mine who I thought that we were like this. And then I realized, I'm like, hey, they're going on trips without telling me. When I was there for you doing breakups or whatever, and I'm like, man, did they forget about me, or am I tripping? So it's little stuff like that. Not saying that maybe they are snakes, but at the same time, you definitely seeming real ratatouille during that time or whatever. So yeah.
No, I get that though. Because they might not be snakes, but maybe they might not be for you either.
Yeah.
Like it's still telling, because with situations like that, you are exposed to who they are.
Yeah.
And I learned that a lot, especially growing up, having friends on and off like that in college and in high school, middle school. You're around long enough to see who the person is, and then you decide if that's who you want to be around. Mm-hmm. You watch how they treat you, you watch how they treat others, and you take note, and you respond accordingly. Like,
you said something key. You said you watch how they treat others.
Yes.
Wood, when he brought Nina to the house, he left her outside when she was like, how you gonna bring me here and Darius gonna be there? And then Darius was like, so you just gonna leave her outside and let her walk home? And he was like, man, forget that girl. See, that in itself still showed Darius of who Darius was, just as a person, as character. Like, look, I may not be with her, but I'm not finna let this beautiful woman walk home by herself and she gets snatched up, knowing that I care about her, knowing that I love her. Oh. So just in that whole little essence, Wood just wasn't a good person. He wasn't a good friend. He was a friend to me.
Yeah.
Just like you would say. And it's stuff like that you have to like he was in the circle. I say Wood was in the circle, but he wasn't of the circle. I feel like he was the only one that didn't know who he was, because everybody else knew who they was but Wood.
That's so funny. Wood's full name is Hollywood. What do you think of when you think of Hollywood? You think of actors and actresses and
Eterness.
fake.
Yeah, that is true.
Putting on a show, plastic surgery, public relations. You think of an image, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think of Hollywood.
Yeah.
You think of essentially what we see on TV, what is used for entertainment. And that's essentially what Wood was in Love Jones. He was putting on a face, a facade. He was fake. Because the whole time he's around Darius, you can catch the hints that he doesn't quite like Darius.
Yeah.
But he's still around. Even I noticed by the end of the movie, the very last scene with all the friends together, he's not there anymore. Yeah, he wasn't there. So I don't know if everyone cut him off when they discovered him and Nina, him trying to essentially be with Nina after Darius was already with Nina. But that's what it looked like to me. Maybe everyone in the friend group was tired of Wood's facade.
Yeah.
Because that's what it seemed like. They were even getting onto him when he brought Nina there. He was like, because Wood is over here like, well, what did I do? What's up with y'all? Like, she with me now. Like, he's putting up a facade. Because like we said, the whole time, he spends the whole time trying to one up Darius, prove that he's just like, if not better than Darius, right? But Darius just is who he is without question. So, and that's why people listen to him, like I said. When he speaks, people listen. But when you hear Wood speak, he's loud, obnoxious. He's talking over people. People aren't really listening to him because they take him as a joke. And I think he knows that. And I think him him trying to date Nina, essentially, was his way of trying to control the narrative that he knows is around him.
Exactly.
But it didn't work. He wants to be the Casanova that Darius is.
But if you're not that guy, just listen to TLC. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Sticking to the rhythms. Hold on. Sticking to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to.
I always get on him for not knowing lyrics.
Yeah.
It's like LeBron James.
Yeah, I mean, I did
LeBron
correct
James
myself.
don't know
though.
lyrics to nothing either.
I did correct myself.
I'm just playing.
It's all
Kinda.
good.
Well, the names the books.
Yeah.
Our producers are funny. But anyway. So yeah, like I said, from the very beginning, I didn't like Wood. Wood was always a hater. He always tried to one-up Darius. He always put on this facade that he was essentially better than everyone. And we know why. He is an insecure man. He doesn't know himself. He doesn't like himself. And there was a moment in like the very beginning of the movie when they're first at the sanctuary, when Darius just got off stage. All his friends are clapping for him, saying, man, that was great. Wood is over here like,
Yep.
with a stank face.
That's
Right.
That's
and
that
he said
slot.
something. I can't remember what he said.
He said something
but
smart. He was like,
he did.
great.
Yeah, great. Like, and at first I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's just one of those friends where he's always...
He's going to rag on them and stuff like that.
Because I get that.
Because I got friends like that.
Exactly.
But I think it's a moment in time for that.
Yeah, it
To me-
is. Because it seemed like in almost every instance, he was trying to undermine Darius. But there was also another moment in that very first clip that we showed when they were talking about God as a woman.
Yeah.
Where it seemed like he was trying to get Darius on his side. Do you remember the moment? It was like, oh, I can't even remember. It was kind of like, he was like, look, Darius, like, we the same. Like, Me and you. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that part? Kind of.
Yeah.
I think it was right before Darius started explaining his philosophy on God and how God is a woman. It was right before that. You know what I'm talking about? Where he was like, "Look, Darius, me and you, me and you." It was like in that moment he was trying to be Darius's best friend. So I can kind of tell that to a high degree he respects Darius, but
Yes.
yeah, but he tries not to.
Yeah, it's so crazy when
he wants to be seen as the same as him.
Exactly.
And he wants Darius to see them as the same.
But they not. It's almost like if you ever watched Malcolm X speak and how he carried himself. If you were a person that was limited in mindset, limited in how you thought about things, you would be offended of how he talked about himself, how he talked about his beliefs, and also how he actually just went about his way of things, of appearing not to be afraid of anything, is because he was rooted in his religion and everything. Very eloquent speaker, and that's something that I would say that women like love on all levels. Mm-hmm. A man that can speak, a man that can express himself, a man that can truly
articulate his thoughts.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know why Malcolm X had popped up in my head, but he's one of those men that is like, hey, he could, without trying to, he could take your woman. Just like, I mean, because that's what a lot of men, may think about subconsciously. Like, yeah, I think he can take my woman. But of course, no man don't want to admit that or whatever. What is that? The singer that I like, he sings Another Love TKO. It's an old school song.
I'm usually good at this. I don't know.
I forgot, but.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I mean, Wood is just one of those characters. I mean, like you were saying, we've had people like that in our lives, mm-hmm. I've definitely had friends like that where it was kind of like always the passive aggressiveness of me thinking, do you even like me? Like,
yeah,
you're always kind of doing this, but it's not in a fun way.
And you should never have to think that about a friend. Like, you should always know that it's a kind, joke, and okay, this is something that we do, but like when it actually extends to something else, you're like, side-eyed.
Yeah, exactly. No, that is so true. I mean, how do you think that we could fix the issue that we have in the culture when it comes to the misunderstanding we have of God and how that can play out in our relationships? We're going to discuss all of that when we get back.